Hey guys, this is Can with Can We Talk. I am back with another video. This is more evidence has been uncovered in the preliminary hearing. Crucial evidence uncovered, and detectives linked the suspect with missing teen, y'all. So let's get to it.
Come on. You swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. I do.
Thank you, Judge. Good morning. Could you please state your name for the record?
Good morning, Detective Lisa Johnson,
How are you employed?
Detroit Police Department,
And how long have you been employed by Detroit Police Department?
26 years.
And are you assigned to a specific unit or division?
Right now, homicide cold case. Detective Johnson, can you pull that microphone down? Okay.
And were you working back in February of 2024 in homicide cold case?
Yes,
And did you get the chance to assist in the investigation of, at that time, missing Naziyahharris?
I did.
Okay. And I want to take you to the location of 20,000 Harper. Okay. Did your assisting in the investigation take you to that location?
Yes.
And what is that location?
Park Crest Hotel.
And do you recall when about you went there?
Sometime in February.
Okay. And it's in 2004, 2024?
Yes, ma'am.
Sorry. And when you went there, what is it that you did?
We spoke to the clerk that was on duty at the time, and we requested the ledger for January.
And did you receive anything from the ledger from January?
Yes, we did.
Okay. And what is it that you received?
There was a sign-in sheet filled out by Mr. Butts.
Okay. And did you take a copy of that sign-in sheet?
Yes.
Okay. And Your Honor, may I approach with people's proposed exhibit 19?
Yes.
Thank you. Handing you its marked as people's proposed exhibit 19. Can you tell me, you recognize what it is I just handed you?
Yes.
And is that a fair and accurate depiction of the receipt that you received from the Park Crest Inn as it relates to Mr. Butts?
Yes, it is.
And I move for the admission of people's proposed exhibit 19.
No objection.
Okay, we admit it as people's 19.
Thank you, Judge. And looking at that receipt, who is it that checked out a room?
Jarvis Butts.
And is there a address associated with that?
Yes, there is.
And without reading the numbers of the address, what street is that on?
Wilshire Drive. Yes.
And is there a user account listed on line 20 for an email?
There is.
And what kind of email is that?
It's a Gmail?
And is there the actual email address listed in that section as well?
Yes.
And what's the email address for the Google or Gmail account?
jarvisbutts82@gmail.com.
And going to line just a couple down on 24, is there an account listed on line 24 of the user account section?
Yes.
And what is that for?
This is an Instagram ID account.
And is there a user ID or a username associated with that Instagram account?
There is
And can you read that?
JO back to the money.
And is that all one word?
It is.
And then is each Instagram account associated with a unique identifying number?
Okay, guys. What it looks like here is, to me, it seemed like they're trying to establish something. For one, they tried to establish him being at the motel, and from my understanding, from what been said through previous videos and stuff, that him and Naziyah entered the hotel together, but only he left. So they're trying to establish that, yeah, that he was there. They went in together, and somewhere in between there, something happened to Naziyah. So that is what they basically trying to establish right here.
Yes,
And is that number, that unique identifying number listed on line 24 that you're looking at right now?
yes, in the second column, there, it says user ID,
And just read those numbers for the record.
262854051.
And just in general, the preliminary device reports are some contacts that was in the phone listed as well, maybe not in all of them, like this, that happened in some preliminary device reports.
Not in the preliminary device report is just specific to the device information. So in other sections of the phone extraction, there would be other information.
Contacts that the person entered into the phone or communicated with.
Yes, that would just be in different areas, not in the preliminary device information.
They will.
Yes.
And just a couple questions based on your experience performing phone extractions. Is it possible to recover things that have been deleted from it? And is that a guarantee that you're always going to get all the deleted content from a phone?
No.
Can you just talk about that very briefly?
So there's any number of variables that could impact the ability to get deleted information. So it could be make, model of the phone, the software version of the phone, whether or not that phone is supported on the equipment used, a number of different things, if we have the passcode or not. And the possibilities are long.
And does someone going into their phone and actually deleting like a text message or photo affect whether it's going to be recovered?
Yes, it can.
Where, after someone deletes like a text message, for example, where would that go into the phone, where it may or may not still be able to be recovered?
So it depends again on what the make and model of the phone is and what the version is. Because the phones change all the time with different updates, it could be in different places.
Okay, you guys. She said, even though you delete things out of your phone, there is a way that they can recover anything you delete, anything you say, anything if there's something happened and it needs, the detective needs to retrieve any kind of messages that you delete, there is a way that they can retrieve those messages. So I believe that's probably how they retrieve the messages for Jarvis and Naziyah, the message in between them two, because one of the messages was always telling her to delete the messages, and so I'm pretty sure that's how they did that, how they retrieved the messages between them, and it let us know a lot about this case. Those text messages was crucial to this case, you guys. It was crucial to this case. It told us a lot of things. It told us that she was pregnant. It told us a lot of things that, could otherwise been denied. But with them text messages, you can't deny that. So yeah, let's get back to it.
Um, Usually would go into like an unallocated space or into the trash can where the user can't see it, but it could still be in that trash can or in the deleted files on the phone that the user doesn't necessarily see, but would still be available possibly through extraction.
And is that a guarantee that if they're there, they'll be recovered, or is that trash can or unallocated space overwritten as time goes on?
It can't, so there are no guarantees. It can be overwritten. It may not be an area that, it may not be a device that's supported to attempt to recover deleted. So it could be any, there are never any guarantees with it. There's a lot of variables that would play into the abilities.
Thank you. I have nothing further. Thank you.
Thanks, Rob.
Good morning, Detective Markle. Now, you say that at the time you were assigned to phone extraction,
Correct.
have you been reassigned since then?
Yes.
Okay, where are you currently assigned?
The 3rd precinct,
Any particular division?
the investigative, the precinct detective. Unit.
Okay. So on this particular case, your job was strictly phone extraction.
Correct.
You did no investigation on this case, correct?
Correct.
I think you testified on direct that you received several phones. Do you know how many phones you received in this case?
Not off the top of my head. No.
Okay. Did anyone in particular order you to do the extraction on the phone?
Well, that was at that time my only position at homicide. So to order me or to just do.
In this particular case, did the OIC say here, these phones are a particular possible evidence in this case? So were there an order to extract the evidence in this phone, in this case?
I guess I'm not sure what you mean by order. Like, did somebody order, like, verbally tell me to do something, or are you talking?
So you weren't
search warrant
directed
order?
to search these phones? You were just your overall duties, you just searched the phones?
Well, I do the extraction, the data extraction on the phone.
Okay. Were you told a particular a suspect to look out for on this case?
No, I don't have information on the case. I do the extractions and then return the reports to the officer in charge or the or that team that is working on this.
Okay. So you extracted all the information from the phone, and I think you've already testified. You used Cellbrite to download the information.
Yes, Cellbrite was Cellbrite was the main tool
Okay.
that was used.
And I think you already testified that there are times that you don't get all the information.
Correct.
It may not be a complete download.
Correct.
You may get pieces, but other parts we just don't have. Correct.
Yes, that is always possible.
Okay. You turned over all the reports.
Okay, guys, what she said earlier is, yes, that your messages can be retrieved from the phone, but it also depends on the age of the phone, the model of the phone. Some phones may be too old. Some phone models won't allow text messages to be retrieved. She also said that he's asking her, well, basically, did anybody steer her in a direction to who to look for in these extraction of data information? And she's basically saying, no, no one told me, look for anyone. My job is to extract the data from the phones. And so she's basically just telling him that basically the text messages were the text messages, wasn't they wasn't directed or highlighted to for me to extract them for the phone. It wasn't like a priority. It was just basically she was there to take any kind of data that could be admissible to this case out of the phone. That's basically what her job was.
Correct. And I think you testified that for the phone number ending 8719,
Yes.
you downloaded the information from that. Did you get a passcode for that?
If I could see the supplement that I did for that, I could let you know.
Now, Coach Young.
Yes. On the 8719, there was a passcode provided.
So you did not have to, like the proper term, break into the phone.
Correct,
The passcode was provided.
yes,
Where'd you get the passcode from?
from the officer in charge when the phone was brought up.
And then you testified that you found a couple of emails, correct? And that phone,
Yeah,
in the accounts.
in that device, in the preliminary device information, gives that basic information about the accounts or Apple ID.
It doesn't give you information on who was using the phone. I mean, using those email addresses, correct?
Correct,
So there's no way of knowing who used those accounts, correct?
correct.
And of course, there's no way to know who was using the phone when the data was created in the phone, right?
Correct.
Thank you. I have no further questions.
I have another question.
44, your next witness, I want to check on the case.
People, you know, to me, it seemed like the defendant is trying to promote doubt. Basically saying, okay, there was no information to pinpoint who had the email accounts or who did different accounts in that phone. So anybody could have been using that phone with those messages back and forth to Naziyah. So they basically trying to promote doubt in this case that maybe it wasn't Jarvis, that it could have been somebody else, and that's crazy. That was his phone. Um, I just don't see no one else using his phone messaging Nazira on his phone, because wouldn't Nazira think it's him messaging her from his phone? I mean, I don't know. But anyway, that was the end of that video, and I will be back with another one. So for now, peace.